What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. I pressed go live, I thought, and of course, it was still waiting for me to hit it. So that's why there's no countdown. Anyway, what's up, everybody? San Diego Comic Con week. Very exciting time. Uh, let's see what's up with everybody in the chat. But first, what's up, Bro Shot? How are you?
Doing well. How are you, bro?
Legendary. And speaking of legends, we got the man, the myth himself, Chief, in the building. What's going on?
Hey, salutations, gentlemen.
What are you watching up there?
What am I watching?
Yeah.
So I've got the TV in here. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen the the thing we're talking about. So I was just kind of letting it play while we've kind of refreshing me to the madness, which is that.
Oh, it is.
You know what I mean? So that's all.
Okay.
And mad it is,
So much madness.
Yeah.
So much madness. Like, what is happening? All right, well, let's get into this foolishness. So
Okay.
I watched Tyler Perry's latest film because I felt pretty safe in the knowledge that he was not going to be able to top the destructive massacre that was Mea Culpa. And I was right, but it was not for lack of trying. So I feel like rather than doing our typical kind of breaking it down moment by moment and scene by scene, why don't we just keep going until we cannot stop with dumb moments from this movie? Because right now it's currently at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I posted my review and it's still at 0%. So just a truly abysmal spectacle. I'm gonna go first on this roundtable with the very first scene at the funeral where the mama is upset that the pastor is calling her deviant sons, who are crazy people. I don't know how bad this police system is in this town, but they need to all be swapped out. The pastor is sitting up there on the pulpit saying, "Your sons were no good, and I hope they burn." And he was like, they have robbed people, they have shot, they have done some dastardly things, other things involving the R word. It was like, oh man, even a pastor. And he said, the reason your son is here in this casket that we paid for is because he tried to rob an old lady and she shot and killed him. I was like, ouch. And then the mama took off her hat, wig, the dress that she got from the family, and said, "We don't need your charity, boys. Get your brother and leave the casket." I was like, this is absurd. I was so proud of myself for not calling y'all at that point. I was like, oh wow, it's this kind of movie. All right. Let me get my snacks because man, this is going to be on it. And I feel like I did not mention the name of this movie. It's Divorce in the Black. Terrible name. I don't even understand how he comes up with that, but yeah. So that scene right away, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be a horrible movie. But if it can maintain this level of horribleness, it's going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was not. Chief, what's a ridiculous scene for you in this movie?
The movie was the ridiculous thing. But I don't even know where to begin, man.
Whatever is the first thing that comes to mind.
The house.
House was ridiculous.
Because this dude, they had nice stuff. The house was nice, right?
Yeah. Super nice.
Where did he work? What did he do? She had a job at the bank. I don't listen, man. I don't. What?
They had acres, what? Chief. They had no neighbors. It was just space.
They were living well, and I'm like, they're living a little too well for this dude not to do anything. And then he, even in the show, he was like, you can have the house. like he bought it, right?
You got like 5 other houses too.
Right.
You had that one. Good.
Because your parents gave us the money for the down payment, and I don't want them. I don't feel like going through it with them. And I was like, where do you work? What are you doing?
Jamie, it's terrible,
bro. That's that whole house. So because that was the next scene. He
Yeah.
left Shorty, and then they at the house, and then I'm like, she ended up getting him from the little restaurant where all 5 brothers was about to jump on old boy, and then they drove home.
No, it was a dive bar. It wasn't some restaurant.
Well, wherever it was, man.
Yeah.
Let's step it up at the funeral real quick, right before they grab the body, right?
That line, just what you said right there, sounds so ridiculous. Let's go to the funeral
before they grab the body.
So they're in the church, which it almost seemed if the pastor brought them in, invited them in, just to disrespect them, right?
He really did.
Come on down to the church. I'm gonna give y'all some truth. Here's the outfit I bought you. We're gonna pay for the casket, and then I'm gonna disrespect your son while I give the sermon. Then she was like, yeah, grab the body. He was like, what, mama? She was like, grab it. He was like, oh. And I was like, what age do you stop being afraid of your mama? Man, and I'm thinking for me, it was around 7 or 8 when I realized like her hip didn't hurt me anymore. Like she hit me one day and I was like, that's all you got, mama? I was like, it's about to change around here. And then she I looked at her and she looked at me and she was like, oh, okay. But then when she told my father when he got home, and that fear lasted till he passed. But, right. And then order was restored. But my mother, the respect stayed there, but the fear did not. Right. And I'm like, who at this age is y'all supposed to be thugging it out in the streets? Your mama scared you? Your mama? So that was just wrong. And I mean, it went down a slide, and then as the slide got steeper, it started getting more rusty, and like edges started jagging out and sticking. More
tetanus was coming.
Right. And by the time you get to the edge of this slide, you just cut up and you're bleeding, and there's just this doctor waiting. But it's not a tetanus shot. It's a rabies shot. He's about to put it in your stomach. You know what I mean? And it's gonna hurt. And
this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt, son.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt, man, because I remember Megan Good talking about how Tyler Perry paid her. He was the first director to offer what she was worth. And then I'm like, everybody came in there and gave a crappy performance, in my opinion. Everybody just kind of you know what I mean? I'm gonna phone it in. And especially the dude who everybody was afraid of. I'm
Dallas? Like, oh man, he was so bad. In this movie, he was like,
hey, 5'8".
Man.
Is he running around here 5'8"-ish, 160 pounds? And everybody's like, sir.
I'm sure. Like, dude.
Bro, I never. And then you got the nerve to not want her?
Oh my God.
Like she did with him. Explain how she got with him. How did she?
That was the
nothing in the flashbacks explained who he was that made her like him in the first place.
That was the whole problem. Yeah. Like he went from this dude's terrible. I'm like, we need to see something to explain why she was with this guy from jump. Oh, he was super nice back in the day. Something happened, and now he's terrible.
All right.
He was like, he's been terrible. And my friend wrote a 12-page list of all the terrible things he did. Why are you still with this dude?
Even when she's running, she's having flashbacks. The flashbacks are him crying, coitus.
Yeah, right.
And then them dancing or something, right?
Yeah.
But then after the new guy comes along, she's like, oh, I never knew it could be like that. And so the flashback then was some cut. Because he was getting subpar back then. That was subpar. The flashback.
She clowned the hell out of him when it was coming to that. It was like, man, it's like I understand you're trying to get in this altercation, but this is not going to end well for anybody. Nobody wants to see this.
When you have slept over a woman's house and you're in the bed and her ex shows up at the door, and he's going up the steps,
sitting at the breakfast table,
right? But he's going up the steps. Why don't you call the man's name?
Oh my gosh! Chief, what was that?
Let him walk in on the dude that's still in the bed.
Also, how's he sleeping through all that? Like, hey, I think I hear another dude's voice. What's going on?
And I know the dude's voice. I know her ex or whatever. I know this dude is downstairs. I'm gonna make sure I got my pants up. I'm not gonna get caught in a compromising position.
My man was just laying in the bed, like maybe if I just lay here, he won't come upstairs to see me. And then I almost thought he was gonna throw the covers over his head, like you did when you were little, when you were scared.
Nobody will see
like the monster won't grab you because the covers over your head. So I figured maybe he was gonna do that next, just try to hide under the covers. Man, who's under the covers? Ain't nobody under here. You know, I didn't get like the whole. I don't listen just for a second. There's 3 of us here, right? We can get together, write a script. It can't be no worse than this. And then we could go to Tyler Perry, give him the script, and let him just we'll just take producer credits on it and writer credits.
No, we don't. No, you continue to say you write all your movies, and we will just take executive credits. Like it's all you, bro.
Because this show was some cut. What about the old man going out to the farm with his shotgun?
That was gonna be mine.
If you take a swing at the king, you best not miss.
Okay. No, guys, seriously, how does this dude go to a supermarket and rough up an old lady and everybody in the supermarket is shook? Like, oh, we're gonna let him do it. I mean, the lady who was putting up stuff on the counter just never turned around.
She did turn around. She just didn't say anything. She was looking.
If you work there, you're like, hey, maybe I need to get a manager or something.
Right.
I'm not just gonna sit there and let this happen. Like, come on.
And it also looked like she was reaching in her purse to grab some mace or something. And she just, I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you? I mean, he throws an old lady and then has the nerve to say, what are you looking at? It's like, how is he getting out of the building? Like, there's some security guard who's underpaid. Wonder, like, I'm not paid enough for this, but I still got to take some action.
Speaking of no security, what about the lack of security at the bank? I mean, I could understand the grocery store not having somebody. Why does the bank not have a security guard going, hey, dude,
if you look closely, the security guard went out the back door when he came in.
It's him.
It's him. Then he goes over to the shotgun to the house after the dude grabs his wife, shakes her up, right? And then you went over to the house to do what with your shotgun? Like, to me, if you're going to go over there with your shotgun, the first dude who comes outside gets to taste it, right?
It's like, and who's the next one? Come on.
Who goes over? Don't you touch my wife no more. You're lucky.
And then points at somebody. Like, I hate to tell you this. You actually are. This is where it's actually bad for you.
Because then I turn my back on you.
I mean, he acted like he didn't know he had brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my back on
brothers. They weren't just brothers. These were some low down, nothing good brothers. Like, they gonna drag somebody out of casket brothers. Like, come on. These aren't decent people. Come on.
They beat the 50s back at him. When he woke up, he was younger. You know what I mean? I said, God dang, he got younger from a beating. They beat the makeup off that man.
Earlier,
I said, good Lord. And then, so then the dude like, yeah, but you slept with an old girl. You so faithful. You slept with an old girl when he went to his friend's house.
Yes.
He mentioned his friend's infidelity.
What did that have to do with anything?
I mean, the fact he like dimed this boy out. Hey, man,
but look,
did he tell you about old girl? Why you throw me in this mess?
Then she got mad at him all over again.
Right.
My job was what? Some years ago? And you just now asking the questions that you asking? Don't touch me. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this. But we got through this.
We do therapy about this. Like, come on. We don't know.
What we doing right now? Bro, when I tell you this stuff was, oh my God, man. And she's not even out of her marriage. And they're throwing a new dude on her. It's not, It's like
Oh
she
my
went
gosh,
for
her
the weekend,
parents,
bro.
her friends.
Oh no,
She
no!
went for the
Seriously,
weekend.
what I was actually mad at is like literally the divorce papers. It was like, how you got this big long contract and your friend is there already, and you just straight signed it. I'm like,
She signed everything. I
was
thought
like,
that
what?
was gonna
I'll
be a
put my
plot
initial in it.
twist.
I was thinking that was going to be the point where it's like, here he's taking her house, he's taking it for everything, and now
That's
she
what
wants
I
to get back
thought.
on her feet. I was
He's
ready
sitting up
for
there
that.
having cereal. I was like, he's gonna be like, see, you didn't pay attention to what you signed. You
Right.
gave me
I thought that
everything.
too.
And I was waiting for that. And I'm
Nope.
like, clearly, that's what this scene is about. Nope. I mean, the thing with
Straight
Tyler
through.
Perry is there are obvious things that he could do to make his movies better or more interesting. And he
divorced her in
sets it
6
up
days.
and they won't do anything with it.
He divorced her in 6 days. She got over him in 7. And then he wanted her back and couldn't get her back in the 8th day.
Listen, but the other thing that I thought was so wild was she took all this crap from this dude because I'm a good Christian woman. You guys, mom and dad, you raised me to stick with this guy. Oh boy comes through. Hey, I didn't holler at you in the back of my truck, but now
That sounded. I'm sorry.
she
That
was
sounded
like,
so
yeah, take me
creepy.
now. Huh?
I mean, I missed that scene. I'm like, that sounds way creepy. Like, I didn't do it. I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, I'm not cool with this language you're using.
Yeah, it was a weird, like, so the preacher wanted you to, even though you weren't divorced, wanted to hook you up with the dude immediately.
I mean, the farmhand dude, which, hey, okay, cool. Because everybody in this magical land, you don't need money for anything. Just your presence gets you like 3 or 4 acres. So,
and then he came and killed your animals.
And how is this dude not in jail? Like, are the cops, as you said, Chief, are the cops just not here in this? I'm sorry, Jeff. Like, are the cops just not existing in this whole small town? Like, preacher got to take, old world justice. I mean, what preacher's gonna take a shotgun? Like, don't you have a deacon? Don't you have some pallbearers that you can call and say, hey, I need you to handle this? Like, you don't think, somebody's come to confessional said, hey, you know what, bro, I need some backup. Because I gotta go to the back to the place where the dudes that you took the dude out of his casket. I need to go have some conversations with them. Like, come on.
Was the ride back from the city to where they live like 2 hours, 3 hours?
Listen. It started off as 90 minutes, and then it became 10 minutes. I'm like, how are you going to get there? We're on our way. So what? He's on his way to there. Like, what are you talking about?
I would love to be in a position where I'm about to beat somebody up, and then they like, well, my brother's on the phone. Hello? Oh, where you at? Oh, you in New York? Oh, okay. Well, listen, by the time you get here, he's going to be thoroughly whooped. Would you like me to wait? Or, because, I'm on my way, cuz. From New York? You on your way? Okay. Well, look, I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to come back?
You want me to get beers with you?
Just call me when you get here. I'll come back over, and hopefully he'll be conscious by then. And then I put him back to sleep. Okay, we'll see you in 5. Your brother's gonna be through here soon in about 4 hours.
I need you to be asleep, and then I need you to wake up again in a couple of hours.
Right. I was so confused with the travel because he was like, I want to see you again. Dude, it's 90 minutes. Now, granted,
that's a long distance, bro.
Listen. I mean, 90 minutes to go drive and see Megan Good. I get it. But he was making it seem like he was going around the corner to go to McDonald's. I'll be right back. Oh, if you want, you can stay on my couch. What are you talking about?
This is, man. You don't say, like, if somebody lives in your area, that's when you say, I'm on my way. Oh, what happened? What? Man, I'm on my way. And somebody lives in Philadelphia from where we are. What? Did you call the police?
Man, why did she call the police?
I'll get there as soon as I can, man. That's the lingo. I'll be there as soon as I can. You don't say I'm on my way, because on my way is a short time. As soon as I can, this means I'm going to be a while.
Hopefully there's no traffic on the highway, no accidents, no construction traffic.
Especially if you're thinking a 90-minute drive, it's like, unless you got the most magical 90 minutes, it's always 90 minutes. Like, oh, well, there's some traffic on the inner loop. Like, come on.
Yo, my bro lives in Florida, right? And if he called me, I'm coming. But there's no way. What happened? What? All right. I'll be there in 5 hours. I got booked a flight.
That's you getting a flight right away, and then
And
not having any delays.
Isn't easy anymore.
Right. So it's going to take an hour for me from the flight time to the airport. The flight is 2 hours. To get from Orlando to where he lives is another hour and a half. By the time I get there, it'll be 5 hours. I mean,
you okay, bro? No, I'm good, man. Actually, it was just a misunderstanding.
Right.
We squashed it. Thanks, man.
As soon as I land, man, no, everything cool, man. Go ahead and hop the joint back home.
Did you really come down?
I hope you didn't get that ticket yet.
I tried to call you, but it went straight to voicemail.
Right. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? And why is his daughter selling bad cake at the cake sale? You didn't taste that cake before you didn't taste the cake before you brought it out there, where it's choking people when she eat it. Listen, man, I'm so dumb, man. I'm tired. This year made me sleepy. It's making me sleepy now.
As you revisit it.
Yeah, as I revisit it, I'm ready to really just shut my camera off and go upstairs. You know what I mean? Let y'all finish the show out, man. This was a horrible movie. It wasn't Mia Culpa horrible.
No.
Nah, it wasn't. I almost would have appreciated it more if it was Mia Culpa horrible. Because I was laughing and howling watching Mia Culpa. I was like, this is absurd. She's doing what now? Oh, okay. This one was just kind of mediocre, but it was bad because it was like you start off with the dude's taking the dude's body out of the casket, mom throwing her dress off at the funeral, and this is the rest of the movie. Come on.
And I think that's why the acting was so subpar on this, because they really had nothing to work. Like in the confines of what they were given, you couldn't really come across with a serious, like, you know what I mean? I always watch that Sprite commercial where the dudes are like, yeah. And then he's like, cut, what's my motivation? And so I always feel like this was one of those movies where everything is just happening at such a pace, the actors can't get into their characters because it's just bop, 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 bop.
They read the script and it's like, wait, how does that make sense? Wait a minute. I'm getting paid what I think I'm supposed to get paid. So I'm just going to do what it's on. I'm not going to provide notes. I'm just going to do the job.
Because, I mean, Shorty had one good cry over him and was good.
She was solid. She was like, you know what? I'm all cried out.
She was solid. And her man, her best friend's man was his best friend, which I didn't understand.
Because they didn't like, all right, are y'all from high school? Like, did we just skip? Like,
right. So you a family man and a good dude, and this your man?
I didn't understand why they were friends. I mean, it's like, were they in college together? Did they go up on the block?
Did that go to college, Jeff?
I'm trying to figure out how he had a job. And she was like, I've got to go to work. Where are you working, dude?
I mean, like he doesn't work at the tank. I was thinking he was none of it made sense.
Yeah, it was wild and made 0 sense. And I was just like, come on, what are we doing? And what do you think about that final act? She's like, yeah, he's right here, right now. Come through.
Oh.
Like the final scene. I'm like, wait, he is throwing you around. This is a terrible plan. What were you doing here?
I mean, I hate to say it, you as soon as you actually divorce me, comes in your house, you don't need all of the other stuff. You don't need to try and spike the ball like, haha, let me show you what I really mean. It's like you can do what you know you need to do. When a dude shoots your father's leg, if he comes in the house, you don't have to ask a whole bunch of questions.
The cop needed he didn't know who shot him.
Look, the dude's in the house. That's not even his house anymore. So
exactly. He's literally breaking into a house. I mean, hey, I think he may have shot her father, but we can't charge her because the father went over there for some dumb ass reason with a shotgun. But he comes in the house. I understand what's going to happen.
Also, he did a line where it's like, hey, no lock can hold me. Yeah, kid. How's he not getting
locked, it fool?
Yeah, man. It was a cluster of.
Only he didn't say fudge. Yeah.
Wait, okay. May I see? And I was talking about this. Is this a bad movie or is this a bad Lifetime movie, or is it just Tyler Perry bad movie? Because if this was on Lifetime, would you critique it differently?
No, because see, a Lifetime movie would make sense. It would flow logically. They really wouldn't introduce like the other guy so soon. It would have just been the woman, maybe her best friend and her henpecked husband sitting there. Yes, dear. Okay, dear. I'll do it. You better step up and do something. I'll talk to him. No, don't call the police. Don't file a restraining order. I'm gonna talk to him. That's not working so well, bro. That would have been a two. There would have been no love interest because in the Battered Woman Lifetime special, there is no love interest. It's just the woman because she doesn't need a dude doing her thing. Her parents probably wouldn't have been in the movie either. Her dad, for sure, would not have come through with a shotgun expecting to walk out with these thug kids, brothers anyway. The mama wouldn't have been so over the top. Like she was wild at the wedding, tossing a bouquet, smacking it out of her hand. Like, what is going on? Why was she? They made no explanation why she would have been interested in this dude at all.
It's like you're too uppity, but we can actually. I mean, like, all right, just we don't match. And why? How did y'all? Like, you're supposed to at least give us the juxtaposition of why they fell in love. Like, oh, I remember he was such a nice guy back in insert here. We've grown so much since this amount of years, and it makes sense. And now we've grown apart. Okay, all right, give me that little bit of flowing logic.
Yeah, but it was not to be found. Mine is going to have to be Tyler Perry. He did an interview with the Hollywood Reporter and dismissed critics of his films. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important?
Ain't no damn black story. Ain't nobody's black family coming up with that shit.
Look. So he was talking to Keke Palmer during a podcast, not the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
He said, a large portion of my fans are disenfranchised who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. You've got this highbrow Negro who's all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. Then you get people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers were caregivers or maids, housekeepers, beauticians. Don't discount those people and say their stories don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that BS.
Is this what he's saying?
He legit said this in a podcast. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because for everyone who's a critic, I have thousands of what used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. You know me. You saw me. How did you know this about my life and my family? Listen, I would love to have someone who has their family come through to a funeral service and take the body out and then use the backhoe in their trailer park to dump the body. I want to see and hear from those people. So yes, I love to hear that.
What black families are these, man? I've been black a long time, man. And
That's nice.
I've never seen a Tyler Perry movie and been like, just like my black family. You know what I mean? That's just like us there. That's exactly what we do. You know what I mean? Because none of us have a Medea.
No.
You know what I mean? None of us have these situations. I'm like, yo, who? What? I think of how did I get married? Like you. So you brought your side woman to a dinner and made your wife drive. Like, and she was okay with it when she got there. Like, oh yeah, no problem. You made me drive. Oh yeah. I don't know any black woman like that. I don't know any black woman that would get in the car and drive while you flew in comfort. And then when you met her there, she was like, "Oh, baby, it's good to see you." I don't know one. I don't know one. I don't know one.
I don't know. I don't know women who would like that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be generalized. Like, nah.
Yeah, I don't know one. I don't. So, how do you? I chose to get married. I don't know any couple like that. I don't know any couple. I remember she was like, she had to give you a shot. You got it from Victor. Who's Victor? That's who I got it from. I was just waiting for you to say. I don't know. I've never been to a dinner like that. I've never known anyone to be to a dinner like that. Man, guess what happened at the dinner? You know what I mean? That we would still that would be legendary. We would still talk of that every time we saw each other.
That'd be
Legendary.
family
Legendary.
have that story. That's what I'm talking about. And again, I'm talking about the family where the folks is drinking, enjoying the adults drinking their adult beverages, paying some cards. That's when that story would come out. Like what Tyler Perry is that fantasy is like, hey, we're not. There's no such thing as this class. Like it just doesn't exist.
Yeah. So that Tyler Perry joint, man. Wherever he's getting wherever household he grew. If he grew up like that, man,
he needs a hug.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm glad you made the money, bro. Because if that was your childhood, if these situations was your childhood, I'm glad you are where you are, bro. Because you deserve it. Because as far as you know what I mean, because I don't want anybody looking at this and being like, man, these blacks. No, that doesn't happen in the black family, man. That's not how the blacks get down, man. None of that Tyler Perry stuff is how the blacks get down. It's unusual to us, just as it is to you. So then we go to your friends, man, these blacks had a hard time. No, that's not typical of a black dynamic, family-wise or any otherwise. It's fictional, and it is highly fictional.
It is offensively fictional.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know these stories. You know what I mean? I don't know these stories. I don't. And not to say that some of these things don't happen to people. Yes, but every Tyler Perry story, these things are happening because, like, I don't even know a man. I don't know a guy who puts his hands on his wife. But every Tyler Perry story, my man come home.
Everyone.
Oh, are the dishes? You ain't do the dishes today?
Wait, are the dishes not dry?
Hold on. And then the next thing I know, he's going in there. She getting beat up over the dishes? Like, nah, that's not. We don't do that. No. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, if anyone's getting beat up, it's us. Oh, what you do? You like, because you know how it happens when you ain't do something and your woman on the way in. You better get up and get it done. So yeah, we're stressed. It ain't no show that joint. A man scrambling to make the bed before she come home. make sure the kitchen clean before she get in there. Yeah, show that story. Those are the stories that you want. Make sure that you got the garbage out on time. You know what I mean? Before she get back. And don't forget the garbage. And then you hear the car pulling up. Oh. And then get those stories. That's where the fear is. But yeah, that Tyler Perry stuff. That's man. No, that's not the black family, man. Tell your friends that's not it. Hey, I learned something last night on the Miles Movie Files. Apparently, that is not the black dynamic. No, it's not.
And Jay Mulaney, oh man, who was the one where the dude had that bad high top fade?
I need you to be more specific, please.
Oh no, it was the one before Mea Culpa. Gosh.
Oh, was that the one that really crazy?
It was the courtroom drama.
Yeah, that was bad. That one's really bad. Let me see if I can just throw it in real fast and pull it in Tyler Perry. Gosh, that was awful. A Fall from Grace.
Yeah. Oh man, that was horrible.
Yeah, my man has some terrible hair.
I mean, the funny thing is, and this is a dreaded weird.
Like, oh yeah.
You can make there's so many places that we were like, Tyler, I can get you some good hair. Like, I mean, if you go on Instagram, you can see somebody getting who's a bald-headed dude getting some good waves, with the lace front and all this stuff. Man, it's like, I can handle that. Let me on the team, Tyler. I got you.
No, man, we're good. Thanks.
I'm trying to keep costs low. Are you sure?
You are, actually. We believe you on that.
Yeah. Hey, Thanos, man. Yeah. Jesus. And look, and hitting the Newport. And my man got the Newport in there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yep. I like he pulled it out. He just had he remembered like the one bald-headed dude. When you cast this guy, like, don't worry about it. We can got it.
Yeah, man. Listen, that never happened in your neighborhood, and it didn't happen in ours.